Right. About midway through today, I actually got the wind taken out of my sails a little bit. They had a Bod Pod in one of the kiosks. A Bod Pod is basically a body composition test that works by air displacement. It's the same principle as the giant dunk tanks that you might be familiar with, where you just submerge your whole body into water and the amount of displacement tells you how much percentage of fat you are versus lean tissue. Similar thing, it's just air. So you go into this sort of sci-fi pod and you sort of had to sit very still for about 2 or 3 minutes, and it measures the air displacement that your body creates, and that tells you what percentage of fat you are. So I sort of had to strip down into my underwear on the expo floor, which took a bit of bravery, and get into this science fiction pod and sort of sit there, and people were walking by looking at me like I was a fish in a tank the whole time, so I gave them a few grins. Because I have hair and hair messes it up, I also had to be wearing like a swim cap. Anyways, so when I got out, the results were not as great as I would have hoped. It told me 15%, which is fine, but it was basically what I was 6 months ago. And I wasn't too happy about that. But of course, 6 months ago, I got a DEXA scan, which is where your whole body is x-rayed twice, and then the differential between the two is used to calculate your body composition. So they're two different tests, and they have different levels of accuracy, and they give different results. You could get a Bod Pod done, turn around and get a DEXA done 5 minutes later, and they would give you different readings. So I kind of was trying hard not to let myself be let down by the fact that Test B told me that I hadn't made any progress since March when I had Test A, which is an entirely different thing, done. Because I see progress in the mirror, but that one fact is enough to sort of knock your equilibrium, and then it's really easy to let yourself go down a bit of a spiral. You're surrounded by all of these really well-built guys. There are so many awesomely, hugely muscular amateurs who may never have stepped on a stage in their life, but they're still like filling out their extra large t-shirts like, wow. And you think to yourself, what kind of a joker am I? In like, why did I wear a tank top today to show off my skinny little arms? What am I doing marching around? And so I had to go and sit next to, sit against the wall and sort of like chat with a few friends who like would build my confidence back up a little bit and get a grip of myself a little bit. So I told myself, okay, you're going to use this little bit of a disappointment as motivation rather than as demotivation. So my idea now is when I get back to Toronto, I'm going to take 6 weeks and really fucking kill it, and then get a DEXA scan done for the first time since the spring, so I can compare that, the same tests, the same facility, the same machine scanning my body, and hopefully it will give me better news, and it should. So we'll see. I'm trying to use this as a positive thing. I'm trying to spin it into motivation. You kind of need to be a little bit fearless when you put yourself into these situations. You're going to be surrounded by people who are well ahead of you in their journey compared to your journey. And you can't let that get you down. It will, but you have to try and turn yourself around and get some good out of it. Be motivated. Let it kick you in the ass. Let it make you work harder. Let it make you be more determined to get where you want to go. So that's what I'm trying to take from it.